Hi!
We are
The Group 4.
And
We are here to represent
Code of Ethics for Professional Teachers.
Article 1 to 11.
Thank you very much for this chance, ate. I will make it sure na hindi talaga mapapahiya ang asawa mo dito. Yes. Thank you very much. Okay po, see you at school po. Nagpasalamat ko talaga dahil asawa ng pinsan ko ang principal at agad-agad akong binigyan ng trabaho para maging guro. Kahit pa hindi ako nakapagtapos mag-aral ng college or mag-take ng anumang exam. Okay, hindi na ako makapaghintay magsimula. Article 1, Section 1, Scope and Limitations. The Philippine Constitution provides that all educational institutions shall offer a quality education for all Filipino citizens, a vision that requires professionally competent teachers committed to its full realization. The provision of this code shall apply, therefore, to all teachers in schools in the Philippines. But as what you have seen in the scenario presented, it was obvious that this is a violation of the Article 1, Section 1. Why? Well, as what my role stated in the scenario, I am not a competent teacher, meaning I have no license since I have not even graduated in college, let alone took the board exam. This means I am not professional enough to provide quality education for students. Also, another violation in the said article is the fact that I got my job as a teacher only because of my connection to my cousin's husband who was the principal of the school. This family connection is a violation, especially since I am underserving of the teaching slot and since there is probably a lot of licensed teachers still waiting to have a job when I easily got it. This is a violation and should not be in any way followed and repeated.
Is there anything you would like to talk about, Miss Malao? Bakit ka nagpaiwan sa klase?
Actually, there is, ma'am. There is something I would like to talk to you.
Alright. What is it?
This is about the upcoming election this year, ma'am.
At bakit naman? Anong meron?
Well, alam niyo naman na tatakbo as mayor ang papa ko this year, di ba?
I am well aware, Miss Malao.
Well, I would like to, or I would really appreciate it if you would promote my father's platform.
Hindi, Miss Malao. Hindi.
You will receive a substantial amount of money, Ma'am Abdulla, if matutulungan mo po kami dito. Motion lang naman.
Okay. Consider it done then, Miss Malao. Article 2, Section 5, The Teacher and the State. A teacher shall not engage in the promotion of any political, religious, or other partisan interest and shall not directly or indirectly solicit, require, collect, or receive any money or service or other valuable material from any person or entity for such purposes. But as what you have seen in the scenario presented, it was obvious that this is a violation of the Article 2, Section 5. Why? Well, it is clear how easily my role was bribed by my student Ciara when she talked about money. At first, I was going to reject such proposal, but when Ciara talked about the substantial amount of money that I was going to receive if I were to agree, then I immediately gave in and agreed to help with the engagement of the promotion of Ciara's father. An act like bribery is instantly frowned upon even if you are not a teacher, since this is an act that increases wealth inequality and supports corrupt regimes, and everyone views this as an immoral act. This is a violation and should not be in any way followed and repeated.
Ayun na lang, nakakapagod na talaga itong trabaho to. Paulit-ulit na lang, nakakasawa na. Kapag yosi nga muna pati mag-inom. Ay, may alak pa ako dito. Nakakatagal talaga ng stress ng alak at yosi. Buti na lang. Ayan, tamang-tama. Taas time na. Mabuti na lang at nabuhayan ulit ako. Salamat sa mga to. Okay. Isa pa. Good afternoon, class.
Article 3, the teacher and the community. Every teacher shall merit reasonable social recognition, for which purpose he shall behave with honor and dignity at all times, and refrain for such activities as gambling, smoking, drunkenness, and other excesses, much less illicit relation. But, as what you have seen in the scenario presented, it was obvious that this is a violation of the Article 3, Section 3. Why? Well, as what you have seen, my role in the scenario did not do nothing but to complain over and over again about her job, so she violated her honor and dignity as a teacher and turned to smoking and alcohol, which she took not after her class but before her class, where her student could easily notice how drunk and high she could be, which is just unethical and a violation so serious that the students would be able to complain about this. This is a violation and should not be in any way followed and repeated.
Ay na lang. Ano ba naman to? Buhay to eh. Naman kasi itong pinasok-pasok ko. Ang nagtrabaho pa ako para maging isang teacher. Teacher? Ay na lang. Simula nung maging teacher ko, wala na ibang nangyari sa akin kung hindi stress at magkaroon ng kadami-daming utang na hindi ko mabayaran. Kakainis. Mapilitan na nga lang siguro ko pumasok dito. Kasi since ito na naman talaga yung pinakamadaling trabaho na nandyan. Dead end job, kung sinasabi ng iba. Ay na lang talaga. Pero dapat hindi talaga ako naging teacher. Kung ganon, hindi sana ako naghihirap ng ganito. Article 4, Section 1. A teacher and the profession. Every teacher should actively ensure that teaching is the noblest profession, and shall manifest genuine enthusiasm and pride in teaching as a noble calling. But as what you have seen in the scenario presented, it was obvious that this is a violation of the Article 4, Section 1. Why? Well, as what my role in the scenarios acted and talked, he definitely does not view teaching as a noble profession. Even though he is a teacher himself, since he said that he was only forced to take the teaching job so he does not see the worth and true value of teaching, and it is obvious enough that my role does not also genuine enthusiasm and pride in teaching, as all he ever did was to complain about his situation and even go so far as to call teaching an easy job that pays not enough. When in truth, teaching is truly the noblest profession, as it is the very foundation of all profession. This is a violation and should not be in any way followed and repeated.
Yes, what do you need, Ma'am Ciara?
Good afternoon to you too, sir. I would like to address concern.
Okay, what concern?
Some students are in your class nagrereklamo sa akin because of the way you teach. They said na bigay ka lang daw ng bigay ng quiz na hindi ka na naman daw nagtuturo or nagpapakita sa kanila to meet. Is this true, sir?
Ano? Sino ka ba, Ma'am Ciara, para husgahan ako ng ganyan? How dare you?
No need to get defensive, sir. Pinapa-confirm ko lang naman po sa iyo kung totoong sinasabi ng mga students.
Kasi nungalingan lang yang alam ng mga bata ngayon. At bakit ka naman bigla-bigla nagpapaniwala sa mga sinasabi nila? I'm out of this conversation.
Article 5, Section 1. Teachers shall at all times be imbued with the spirit of professional loyalty, mutual confidence, and faith in one another, self-sacrifice for the common good, and full cooperation with colleagues. When the best interest of the learners, the school, or the profession is at stake in any controversy, teachers shall support one another. But as what you have seen in the scenario presented, it was obvious that this is a violation of the Article 5, Section 1. 1. Well, as what my role presented in the scenario. Even though my co-teachers was only asking nicely for confirmation if I am teaching very well in my class, I started to get really defensive and even started to argue with her, making it seem more like I am indeed guilty.
I have this feeling that this is going to be a best day of my life since I've already submitted the grades of my student. I'm just gonna supervise the report later. Oh, I have a message from the principal. What is this? What? There is another report that she wants us to finish? But as far as I am concerned, this is not our report. My God, even Sundays and Saturdays cannot be a rest day anymore. This principal is very annoying. What can I do? I must do something. Let me think. What about making a dummy account and expose her pictures? I'm gonna make a dummy account and upload her pictures. Mag-resign ka na lang, ma'am. Hindi naman bagay sa kanya maging principal. Hindi niya malalaman to. Let's see who's gonna resign and who's gonna cry. Article 6, Section 2, the teacher and the authorities in the profession. A teacher shall not make any false accusation or charges against the superior, especially under anonymity. However, if there are valid charges, he should present such under oath to competent authorities. But just like what you have seen in the video, it was obvious that it is a violation to Article 6, Section 2. The teacher, specifically me, acted irrationally without thinking at all because of the anger she felt after she saw that there is another activity that their principal is asking them to do. To address this valid charge, instead of going on her way of creating a dummy account and posting hate comments on social media about her principal. This is a violation and should not be followed and repeated in any way.
Dismissal? You're giving me dismissal, Mom? For what? Because of my motorcycle accident?
Yes, Ma'am Julhani.
Yes, it is true. I can no longer move my left foot because of the accident, but it doesn't automatically mean I can be invalid and incompetent to do my duty as a teacher. I can still teach. Actually, ang dami mga teachers din sa ibang school na mas worse ang condition kaysa sa akin.
I do know about that, Miss Julhani, but this is out of my hand. And mas madami pa diyang fresh graduates na nakapasa ng board exams na pwedeng pumalit sa'yo.
You can possibly do this to me?
Yes, I can, and in fact, I'm doing it right now. But you can still apply to those schools that you have just mentioned.
Article 7, Section 4, School officials, teachers, and other personnel. No school official shall dismiss or recommend for dismissal a teacher or other subordinates except for cause. But as what have you seen in the scenario presented, it was obvious that this is a violation of Article 7, Section 4. But in this case, the one who violated this article is the school official. Ciara, who acted as the school official, dismissed my role unfairly just because she viewed me as invalid, incompetent to teach because of my motorcycle. It is not right for any school official to do this, especially for invalid cause. This is a violation, should not be in any followed and repeated.
Article 8, Section 7, the teachers and learners. It is a situation where mutual attraction and subsequent love develop between teacher and learner. The teacher shall exercise utmost professional discretion to avoid scandal, gossip, and preferential treatment of the learner. Nowadays, teacher and student relationship are being normalized because of the saying, love knows no age, love knows no gender. Yes, I agree. But as a teacher, we should be professional enough to not get engaged with any romantic relationship with our students. But even the code of ethics for professional teachers can't deny the fact that it is possible and can't avoid to have a mutual attraction between a teacher and a learner. That is why our relationship with our students should be discreet to avoid scandal or gossip. This is a violation and should not be in any way followed and repeated.
Yes, Mrs. Malao, what can I be of help of you? Ba't bigla kang napatawag?
Hello po ma'am, gusto ko lang po sanang kausapin kayo regarding sa situation ng anak ko.
Yes, I am aware na hindi siya nakatake ng final exam. So, what about it?
Well ma'am, baka naman may way kayo dyan para makaretake siya ng special exam. Nagkasakit kasi yung papa niya last week, kaya hindi siya nakatake.
Yung papa lang naman niya ang nagkasakit at hindi siya. So, why on earth niya naisipan mag-absent at hindi mag-take ng final exam? Kaya hindi ko yan matatanggap na excuse, Mrs. Malao. Article 9, Section 3, the teachers and the parents. A teacher shall hear parents' complaint with sympathy and understanding and shall discourage unfair criticism. But as what you have seen in the scenario presented, it was obvious that this is a violation of the Article 9, Section 3. Why? Well, a teacher not only needs to have his or her students trust him or her, but a teacher should also need the parents to trust the teacher to form a good relationship for the sake of the students. But in the scenario, my role acted with no sympathy and understanding at all. I didn't bother hearing the mother's further side of the story, but I just based an unfair criticism towards her child. This is a violation and should not be in any way followed and repeated.
You can comment mine. I also have this white dress. If you want this, just comment mine. Hala, may klase pala ako. Late na naman ako ng 30 minutes. Pero okay lang na dito ko. Wala naman magre-reklamo. I mean, business comes first naman eh. I will just say na may ginawa ko. Hello, good morning. Sorry, I'm late.
Article 10, Section 1, a teacher and business. A teacher has the right to engage directly or indirectly in legitimate income generation, provided that it does not relate to or adversely affect his work as a teacher. But as what you have seen in the scenario presented, it was obvious that this is a violation of the Article 10, Section 1. Why? Well, as my rule presented in the scenario, she puts her business first than her class, which is not accepted at all. My rule even stated that she has been late for a couple of times because she is busy with online selling, that she will almost forget all about her class. This is a violation and should not be in any way followed and repeated.
Article 11, Section 2. The teacher as a person. A teacher shall place premium upon self-discipline as the primary principles of personal behavior in all relationships with others and in all situations. The Article 11, Section 2 is a more on self situation, meaning it talks about how a teacher should also practice his or herself discipline. And as what is shown in the scenario, my role in the time lapse just continued to stress over her work until eventually she just gave up due to exhaustion and perhaps even depression. Now, this became a violation because if a teacher reached to that point of exhaustion, then she or he is not just hurting himself or herself. Teacher might also hurt the relationships he or she has with others.